Good people of the world, you are listening and watching to Mondopreneur podcast. It's a podcast dedicated to present entrepreneurs, future entrepreneurs, people that work in institutes or in NGO sectors or at universities as university teachers. And the main goal is to share stories from people from all over the world, just to see how this pandemic is affecting everyone's life, because it's something that happened to all of us simultaneously. This whole project is supported by US Embassy in Serbia, and I would really like to thank them, because thanks to them we can share actually stories from people all over the world. I have a great pleasure today. My today's guest is Aya Mohammed, and she comes from Egypt, from Cairo, and we met on IVLP program in 2019, and she is when you look at her, she looks so fragile, but once you start speaking to her and once you learn what she does and what she has done in her life and in her career, you see that she's one amazing lady. So I'm going to enjoy our conversation, and I hope that you're going to enjoy too. Hi Aya, how are you?
Hello Tanya, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's the weather is finally nicer in Belgrade, so when the weather is nice, everything is fine. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for accepting my invitation to participate in this project. I had some guests also from IVLP program, exchange program, and they came from Morocco or from Gaza or some other countries that are, let's say, we have some prejudice here in Europe when we think and we speak about those countries, because we don't know that there are many ladies that run their own businesses and that are very successful. So thank you for this opportunity to share your story.
I honestly appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation.
Anytime. I usually ask my guests to share something about themselves, like what is their educational background and how it affects what they are doing today. So can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I graduated from business administration. I studied business administration. And I worked for multinationals for several years, and then I decided to start my own business. I co-founded my first business in the furniture industry, and it achieved a great success. And the success motivated me to launch my fashion brand, and I did it. My second business, I launched my fashion brand, and now it's doing very good. And after that, I joined a Goldman Sachs program. It's a program for women to help them know more about business environment and how to operate their business in the perfect way. And this program helped me a lot to expand my business and to go more for international markets and doing better for both businesses. And then I found that I need to have like social responsibility for my two businesses, and started to help others, unskilled workers and undergraduates, to give them more training programs to improve their skills and try to reflect that on the community and on the country, to have better economy.
So that's amazing. Can you tell us something about the entrepreneurship in Egypt? Because for people in Serbia or from this region, when we think about Egypt, we think about pyramids and we think about those resorts at the Red Sea. But how does life in Cairo, or how does life in Egypt actually look like, and what is the state of entrepreneurship in Egypt?
Actually, during these years, entrepreneurship scene has been receiving support from government and private institutions. I think that they are trying to help them to reach their maximum potential. And I believe those entrepreneurs are the only way to improve the economy in Egypt, because they build more, or they will create more offers and more growth opportunities for services and for products, and that will reflect for more job opportunities. And the entrepreneurship scene in Egypt is improving. And I believe the women entrepreneurship, I think, in Egypt actually is doing very well since 2017. So it's not only the pyramid, the ecosystem of entrepreneurship is doing very well.
So can you tell us? You said that the women entrepreneurship is also rising and it's also blooming. What do they choose to operate in what sectors? Is it tourism? Is it some service sector, or I don't know, food industry? What do they choose to run their businesses in?
Actually, female entrepreneurs in Egypt now is taking entrepreneurship to new levels. They are operating in all sectors. Manufacturing, every sector you will find a great successful women in the industry. And we face challenges as any country as usual, but now there is like awareness more. The people are have more awareness than before, to help women to improve their businesses and to get more funds and get more training courses, mentoring as well. I used to mentor some women entrepreneurs. A lot of institutions now is helping women to improve their business through networking, mentoring, funding solutions, through banking organizations, institutions. So really, I found a great development in women entrepreneurship scene in Egypt.
That's nice, because as I said previously, I myself had some prejudice regarding female entrepreneurs in Arabic countries. I don't know why, because for me it's still strong male environment. So men are the ones that start and run their businesses, or they just continue running family businesses. But I'm so pleased to hear that things are changing and that female entrepreneurs are in every sector. Okay, so
I believe as well that it was one of our challenges, the main dominant society. But I believe that women entrepreneurship can lead to huge social change. And if the woman feels that she is empowered and she has the right and she has the capability to do everything, it will reflect on her self-esteem and her way of parenting to her kids. So it's very effective to have a good environment for women and to be good entrepreneurs there in Egypt or in any Arab country.
I'm so pleased and I'm so happy to hear that. Can you tell us something about your furniture business? And I know that some great piece of furniture in my friend's house come from Egypt. But can you tell us something how? Yeah, well, it's usually Bali or Egypt. Those are the two countries that, or Morocco, from where some beautiful pieces of furniture come to I don't know, Yugoslavia or Serbia. But can you tell us something about your business regarding furniture, and are you still running that company?
Yeah, sure. I'm still managing the company, and this is my first business, and really, it's near to my heart because, yeah, it's created for a passion. I need that when I have a passion for art, for choosing color, for mixing colors, and for interior designing, because I didn't study at the university interior design, but I love the interior design. So the furniture business, especially when we launched this business, and it achieved within few years a great success regarding to the peers marketing competition, the market competition. And now we are expanding and exporting to other countries.
Nice.
We have our Egyptian furniture now in Dubai, and we are trying to penetrate the German market, and yeah, achieved a good success.
But what happened during this year of pandemic? It's almost year and a half now. What happened to the furniture industry? Because I know from my own experience, when you spend so many time at home and you start to see some flaws in your apartment or in your house, and you want to decorate it, or you want to change some old pieces of furniture. So what happened to your furniture business during the pandemic year?
Actually, it was a surprise for me that people usually comes to the showroom and they are insisting to choose every detail with themselves and trying to see the product and try it. And the COVID-19 changed everything, the accelerated expansion of the e-commerce. And for the customers, they can access. The e-commerce provided customers to access the products at the safe of their home, and for us, we helped them to get like appointment to the showroom and see the product, but they were very afraid, and we got a lot of orders online, which is very weird. They
Why?
don't see any of the product, and they are afraid to come because of the COVID-19 situation, and they accepted the reality of they can order the furniture at home, and it's not easy for the Egyptian client to get the order of furniture at his home. So we did well, unexpectedly. The e-commerce helped a lot of helped the business to operate, and in spite of the restrictions and the COVID measurement, and it helped the client as well to get all their products, all their needs at their home.
That's nice. Well, that's something similar happened in Serbia. E-commerce just bloomed. It just because there was no other way of purchasing goods other than from going to some websites and buy them online. But what happened to your fashion industry? What happened to your fashion business during the
voices was
okay, I will repeat the question. What happened with your fashion business? Did you have any problem?
For about 3 months after announcing the pandemic, the people were at home all the time, and they didn't buy any items for going out or something. Yeah. So I thought of designing pajamas for home and to be creative to cope the crisis. But actually, I found it's like I need to plan for the future more than to because COVID-19 surprised all of us that we have to think in a different way. So I started to like learn every lesson from the crisis and the pandemic, and try to make a plan for the future to fit or to know more to know how the business could survive after the COVID-19. So it I think about 3 months didn't work well for the fashion brand, and then after that everything became fine. Because in Egypt we are doing everything. It's not a like strict lockdown. It's only curfew at 9 p.m. But you can go to the university, go to the work, and try to the life is going well.
So was it like that during the whole last year, or is it something of a newer date? The lockdown, and well, you said that the restrictions are from 9 p.m. to the morning, but how was it like last year in May or June? Can you remember? Do you remember?
Yeah, sure. It's a remarkable situation. I remember. Some people were afraid, really, were very afraid, and others are not at all. And the life is going as every day, and without some people are not wearing the masks and not giving any concern to the situation. For this reason, we have a high number of cases at Egypt.
So has something changed? Do you get the chance to get the vaccine now, or are you still waiting for vaccines?
Yeah. Now a lot of people is taking the vaccine. First, when the vaccine came to Egypt, people were afraid to take the vaccine, and they were very suspicious to how we will take the new vaccine and something like that. But now with the vaccine is daily in large numbers, people are taking vaccine, and the numbers are better now. And thanks for the vaccine, it helped a lot to lessen the numbers in Egypt. COVID cases, yeah.
So, what happened to the travel industry or to the tourism? Because, as I said, people from Serbia or from Balkan region traditionally go to Egypt for vacation, especially during the winter months. Like they go in November, December, January. But do you have any information what happened to the tourism and to travel industry during past year?
Yeah, the international travel wasn't good at all. But inside Egypt, a lot of people are Egyptian, because I think international travel as well is restricted. Any people to come to Egypt. So Egyptians were traveling inside Egypt, Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, and they were having a lot of offers as well. It helped a lot to the tourism, and the tourism ministry make like a new campaign for tourists that we have like a certain budget, very low budget, and you can go to other government, Aswan, Hurghada, and have like a full package with a very low price. And it worked very well. All of Egyptians went, and some of them are taking care of the distance and trying to make it more safe. But it was much fun. It was very fun.
I know that some people, some of my friends are at this moment in Hurghada or Sharm el-Sheikh. there visiting and having great time there.
Oh, great. Yeah.
They're sending their.
Do you think to come to Egypt?
Well, I've been to Egypt, and I would like to, but I was like just a tourist in a resort. I was maybe 10 years ago in Egypt, but I would like to come to Cairo. I would like to come to some other cities, actually, not just for swimming and sunbathing, but to see something of a cultural beauties and historical beauties of
Great.
Egypt.
Yeah, I hope you can come. Yeah.
I'm going to come to Cairo or to Egypt at some point in time, definitely. How was this pandemic year for you personally? So you said you had some luck with your businesses. You didn't have to shut down. You didn't have that much turmoil, and you didn't have too much problem. But how did it affected you personally? So where were you when they pronounced pandemic? What was your first reaction? Did you panic? Did you not panic? I mean, you're a mom. You also have kids, so you're not just taking care of yourself. You're taking care. You have to protect somebody else. So how is it for you?
I felt uncertain and that I'm in risky situation. And it was really a tough time to accept the board shutting down everything. It's not that easy. And I tried to have like some control on myself and tried stocking up products like others doing. It was very, and I tend to go to shopping or retail therapy as women do. I've tried everything to calm myself down. But actually, the most hectic thing is the homeschooling issue. It was my first time to start sitting with my son all the day, because he is always in the school, and before the school he was in the nursery, and all the time he is doing activities and doing a lot of things. And once the pandemic started, really I got panicked how I can handle this, and what about his academic situation, and how I will spend the time with him. This was the most hectic thing I faced during the pandemic.
I know, and many parents had the same or similar problems like you did. But how was your reaction to I don't know, you were not able to go out, you were not able to, I don't know, do some regular stuff. How did it affect you?
On psychological side, I think it affects all of us very negatively, because I love to contact with people, and the lack of socialization is not easy at all. And really, and to be like, you can't go out, you can't see people, you can't take any conversation live. It's not easy. Yeah, and first, when I know the pandemic, they announced the pandemic situation, and I tried to think about it and know more about the COVID. I didn't know any info about it, so I tried to Google and started to know the pandemic info in context of other diseases. So I compared, I Googled it and compared that the COVID-19 has a 2 to 3% of death rate in comparison of SARS 2000 that announced in 2007. It was 9 to 10. This piece of information I cannot forget it, because it makes me like I feel somehow safe, or I have a control on myself. And I started, as every home, tried to make a lot of cakes, a lot of a lot of food all the time. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but on the positive side, I played more with my son, and we did a lot of activities. And yeah, it has some positive effects.
I know some. One lady, one friend of mine, also told me the same thing. She said, "Well, it was hard and it was harsh and we had problems, but I spent more time with my kids, and that's something that is actually a good thing. In spite of the bad things that are happening, it's a good thing that we were family again. It was not just the school and the business and we were family again. So." Like that is the best thing about pandemic. That is what she's going to remember. So were you in Serbia? I think that the role of media was kind of I don't know. I don't think that they did the good job. I think that they were basically trying to scare us. So we are constantly in a state of fear. How was the situation in Egypt?
I think media had a great tool to inform the people with the right information. But as you said, sometimes it's a misleading information. It depends on the country, and some countries are trying to help the government to combat the COVID-19 and its effects. And the other countries are trying to give the people like misleading information to reassure them. Egypt was like that, the second type of countries, and I think like Serbia, as you mentioned, and and the numbers are. You hear that all your relatives has corona and all your friends, and the numbers are very few in the TV or in the report. So it was really confusing.
It was the same. It was the same here in Serbia, especially during this time of year last year. I know many people that had COVID, but when you listen to the news, you hear that there are only few cases of newly infected patients. But that's why I went to Google and I tried to find some other sources of information. Yeah. So, would you like to return to the state before pandemic, before Corona? I mean, would you like to return to December 2019?
Yes, I think we had like a more positive mind in in before the COVID or the pandemic. We could plan in different way. We have like info. We plan according to it, but now really it's very confusing. There is uncertainty in every aspect of life, and you cannot plan even next week what you should do and what the measurement will be and what the countries will announce. It's very confusing and very tough, challenging time now for planning for business and on the personal level as well.
But do you have any plans for the future? Like, what would you like to do in 2022? Let's say that 2021 and maybe part of 2022 is still going to be this kind of a closed situation with pandemic, but let's say from 2022, do you make plans? Are you ready to make plans?
Actually, I'm trying to take like the lessons learned from the COVID-19 and plan according to these lessons and develop my business model according to the effect happened or the lessons learned. And I think this is a time for forward thinking. If we couldn't plan now, and the companies that fully plan for the future the companies that could plan for the future have more chance for surviving. And the planning is a learning process. I believe in that. I believe it's a learning process and a continuous loop of exploring, designing, and then learning and correcting. and you get a plan after that, a plan depending in terms of the actions happened before. And I think now the digitalization of a business in terms of services and customer relations is the most important thing. So this is I'm trying to do now I'm trying to do now to plan for the future in terms of digitalization or trying to be or trying to cope the new situation of working from home and improving the service and the products we are providing.
But what do you think, like the past year and a half regarding our businesses, we can say that we didn't earn that much money. Let's say, for example, we didn't have that much profit. And it's very important to invest in sales. It's very important to invest in marketing, and it's very important to invest in new product development. But how can we do that if we didn't make any profit? Do you have any idea how to overcome that obstacle? Like, you don't have a certain amount of money to invest in those things that are basically most important things for our businesses. Do you have any advice?
I believe with creativity, creative ideas. I think creative ideas and new ideas that are that you can use in the next time, or it can be used in the new days or the new normal, the new life of COVID. Yeah, I think this is the thing that's working now to be more creative, to gain profits and taking risks by being more creative and trying to find solutions for some problems we face now, or if you see that there is a problem popped up, you can now find a solution for it. I think this is the creative way we can do to find or to gain profit there.
Nice. That's nice. So can you send us a message? Can you send us, or can you give us advice, like what book to read, or I don't know, what movie to watch? Do you have any advice for our listeners?
Yes, I think I believe in watching our thoughts. We have to watch our thoughts, trying to see how our thoughts are running, and if we find the pattern of thought is going to the way that's not related to the way we want to live our life, we have to stop immediately and try to change the way we think, or to keep track of our past. This is the most important thing I believe nowadays we have to do.
That's nice. That's nice, because sometimes we just keep on doing things the same way, and we don't see that they don't give us any good results. Okay, thank you, Aya. Thank you very much. Thank you once again for accepting my invitation to participate in this project. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Me too. Thank you, Sanya, for the invitation, and I really appreciate it. And I'm so happy to speak to have this conversation with you.
Thank you. Good people of the world, you were watching and listening to Mondopreneur podcast, and you were watching and listening to wonderful Aya from Cairo, Egypt. You can always follow us on social media networks like Facebook and Instagram, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just type Mondopreneur. Stay good, stay in good health, and see you in a week.